All right, why don't you introduce yourself for the audience who might not be too familiar with you?
Okay. Jeffery Mycek, also known as Demon Monsoon, from Street Beefs, and also the host for now going on 21 seasons officially of my channel, Demon Monsoon. But I'm a fighter who has autism. So I've been doing boxing now for 4 years, and I want raising awareness for autism awareness, showing anybody with autism can fight.
I know my very first fight in the yard was the month was Autism Awareness Month. Had all of us wear blue. I got an excuse to wear my blue UFC shorts. Everyone was just like, I can't believe you pulled up in the UFC shorts. I was like, man, I had to wear something blue. That's what I had.
Well, and it's funny because no one really expects, like, with what we do with street reviews, everyone's like, they actually do this stuff. I'm like, yes, we actually do. And it's the craziest thing. Like when we have somebody with who has autism, or if we have a huge amount, I know they just did something for Showtime. One of my dearest friends who unfortunately was murdered, they did a whole event in May. Unfortunately, I wasn't there for that event because I had an amateur fight. So I kind of I did mine in June. So, but yeah, we tell people, hey, wear blue for this, wear blue for that. They'll do it. I mean, that's the family mentality we have.
It's a great community to be a part of.
Mm-hmm. I've been with it now 4 years. Haven't missed. I mean, I missed a couple months, but whenever I'm there, I'm always fighting. Sorry, the little kitty cat wants to play. Can't play. We'll play after, I promise.
What got you started or interested in martial arts and boxing?
Um, Really, it was my dad. My late father. One night there was a really good fight, Ward versus Gotti, and we were also big WWE fans. So for me to watch boxing with him, and he's like, "This is the science. This is how you do it." And I'm like, "Okay, I can do." And I was like, "I could do that." Years go by. I'm like, "Nah, I'm not. Won't do it." And then I was doing pro wrestling, and I came across a kid who eventually me and him would fight 3 times. Story of my life. And I he got me into it, kind of got me back into boxing, and I'm like, I need to do this. And then I was like, well, went to a gym in Philadelphia under Christopher Ice Booker, and after that, I was like, yeah, I'm hooked. I'm back. I want to do boxing. And my mom was just like, no, no. Like, and then I was like, I'm doing it. And she's like, okay, he's gonna do it.
What struggles have you faced throughout your career? I know there's a few times where you said you were retiring and then ended up coming back, which of course the entire community loves watching you fight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a shame next year when you leave.
Yes, it is. It's official. There was some times because of I had surgery at the end of 2022. It was somewhat major, and then it's really like the mental side, the anguish, the energy levels. It's like, okay, I'm train. I train every day. There is not a day that doesn't go by I'm not training, and I'm like, okay, I got to do. Even though I'm not in my normal routine, I'm still training. And luckily I have that. Next year is going to be very sad for me because it's for me, I'm still going to be part of Street Beefs. But I'm going to turn pro. And the rule is if you turn pro, you can't fight at the yard, but you can do MMA. And I'm thinking, I can't do MMA. I'm a boxer. And I've always wanted to do I've always wanted to be a pro boxer. After Gotti and Ward, I'm doing it. And like I said, but back to the question, the big struggle has been, you know, the mental side, and there's a lot of stuff. Like I face a battle every day. My phone, I get challenged by people. Hey, I'm going to fight you in the R. And it's like, really? You have zero fight experience. I'm going to. Yeah, okay, show up.
Yeah.
Whatever, and it takes a toll on you. And also, if your routines are disrupted, um, I'm 40. I'm not a young person, even though I act like I'm young. I fight 20-year-olds. What can I say?
You got to have that dog in you. And you definitely
Mm-hmm.
haven't lost it.
Mm-mm. There are moments where it's like we need to pull him back, pull him back, pull him back, pull him back. It's especially, I think the 3-on-3 that we did at the last event, we got to see the how do I put this? We got to see the crazy side of me come out, which is I'll set the scene for you. We had a new kid, 4 months of training. My buddy Nelson, who fought Wicked One at an event, and me. Okay, the misfits you could ever get, and I'm like, and by the end, I'm just like, yeehaw, let's go, and I slammed it, and they're all like, did he just say yeehaw and blast the guy with a straight in the face? And I'm like, I don't remember the fight, but it was good.
It definitely was really exciting to watch. I was there live.
I had too much fun with that. That was one of those that you're just like, did he really just go yeehaw? What? But
And then your fight right before that one, you two were getting heated with each other, going back and forth.
yeah, it was that one we wanted to go all three, and then unfortunately, due to everything, I was like, he hit the side, and we just blasted each other, and it was game over. And then we talk, everything's good. I know the next one's going to be a war.
Who you
Demon
fighting
always
next?
has flights lined up. It's just like okay every day. Um, the July event, I have in a fight, and then we just announced it. Excuse me, it's not yet on the books, but it's official. Pro fighter by name of Alex Davis out of West Virginia. He said, dude, why don't I do for autism awareness? I want to have you, I'll box you. Now, this is a pro going against an amateur, but he's treating it as a hard spar for me. He's like, he wants to showcase all my skills. And I said, I talked to
That's
the promoter.
amazing.
Promoter's like, I can't get anybody for you. Deal. I'm like, okay. But he's coming down in weight because he's normally fights at 250.
That's a
And
big boy.
I'm crazy enough to, hey, I'll do it, but I said no. I said, can you get down to 230 and I'll be at 215. I weighed myself today at the gym. I was like, man, I'm like 210, 5 more pounds. Oh well, okay. I just add muscle. Fine. Or keep drinking soda. I mean,
That'll work.
it
So, are
all
you going to
works.
be part of the 7v7 that we're doing in July?
I want to. I sign me up. I already told Faye, I said, put me in. Because I'm good. I have to. It's like if they say Jeff, we're doing it. I'm like, okay, I get to be on the team with the guys from Neutral Corner. Okay, if there's a whole, I'm on that crew because the way we train, ooh, we're vicious. That anybody who trains with Neutral Corner guys, you're in for hurting. So
Shout out Neutral Corner Boxing. Where are they
mhm.
located again?
They're down in Stanton. I was
Stanton,
actually just
Virginia.
there. Yeah, I was down in Stanton, Virginia. I was just there. Um, Kind of fun part about being me. I'm with the guys. Hey, we have a key. All right, and we always open the gym like on Saturdays for a few hours if people want to get bag work in, mitt work. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they have sparring. And then they can, if people want to get, info about private stuff, hit face up or a Corey Willash, stuff can be set up for them. And then I also train, I train at another gym, which is in Bridgewater called Mastering MMA with Lee Schweitzer. And I get to say it, the champ, Hurricane Huffman, he fought a Street Beast veteran, Butterfly, in a who I was kind of in a win-win situation. Both my friends were fighting, and I got to root for both of them, but I was kind of rooting for my coach. He won the belt. I was just like, Butterfly came up to me, gave me a bear hug, even though his arm was kind of messed up, and it was good love. They all cared for each other afterwards. It's like, yeah, in the heat of the battle, we were in war, so I'm like, cool with that. Like, and that gym, my gym, Mastering MMA, went 4-0 that night.
Nice.
And technically, we were 5-1 for the month. We had one loss at Rocket Combat Sports, and then we had this guy doing everything, doing a boxing match.
Showing that your coaches obviously know what they're doing, being coached by some killers out there.
I'll tell you now, if you come, and this is what I like with Mastering MMA and Neutral Corner, it's one team. Everyone's like, but it's two gyms. I said, yeah, but it's one team. Everybody works with me. Okay, Jeff's doing this in Neutral Corner. That's how this translates to Mastering MMA. Mastering MMA is teaching me this. I try a Neutral Corner. Everybody works in sync with each other, which is even better. So it's nice when you have that synergy with everybody working.
Do you do a lot of heavy sparring, or are you more of a guy who likes to do a lot of light sparring to get ready for a fight?
Well, when we're since we're in the middle of this fight camp now for the next one, I do light to moderate sparring most of the time. If we're gonna do hard, you let me know. We go hard. I do hard rounds. Um, the 2 weeks in a fight camp, if there's 2 weeks, it's 4 weeks. So at the two, when we hit 2 weeks, and there's 2 weeks at 4 weeks left, I'm like, hey, I get 2 weeks of hard sparring, and then 2 weeks it's all cardio before the actual fight. So when those 2 weeks come along, and it just so happens to right around when Street Beast is, so I'm like, yes, I get a big fight at Street Beast, and boom, it's perfect.
So you're continuing your amateur career while in Street Peeps, like you're doing it simultaneously pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
fighting back to back.
Yeah. Um. Uh. We're trying to get me with USA Boxing, um, Rocket Combat Sports, here in Virginia. Always doing fights, so they're always letting me get down. You're having fun. Yes. Anyway, they will let me do both. So I mean, sometimes there might be a fight card right now in July. They may not do one until November, so I got time to do a couple Street Beast fights because we're every month. So I'm staying active. My big thing is you you learn a lot. You learn a lot from the Street Beast fights, but you're also, as you get ready for an amateur fight, it helps you too because the guy you might be fighting at Street Beast might be just a little bit less experienced than the guy you're fighting at the amateur fight, or it could be vice versa. So you can actually get great work. You can practice stuff and apply it to both sides. So I always say if you're doing an amateur fight, say in August, do a Street Beast fight in June. July, you're looking over everything from that fight in Street Beefs, so you can apply it to your fight in August. Now, for me, because I'm crazy, it's back to back to back. Oh, hey, in 3 weeks. Oh, you got a fight in 3 weeks. Okay, let's do it. It's like I literally the last event. I was in Chicago. I came back from Chicago went right to street beefs.
Do you think the fights from street beefs or the amateur level give you more work?
It's both. I think it's very even. Sure, everybody. I have what's called the Book of Jeff. So out of all 64 fights I've had in 4 years, some of them have been good. They've been on par with amateur fights. Others, you just okay. One first round, you're done. Dude's done. Okay, I didn't break a sweat. Okay, I'll do a second fight. Sometimes that happens. I'm very blessed that Sunshine, who works with, who's queen of street beefs, make sure I'm matched up, or Corey and Face. If they can't give me a pre-matchup, they match you up with somebody who's in that level. That's why I want to go pro. Because I'm going to spend bulk of a year getting ready for it. This year, everybody that I fight, we're going to be it's going to be a war. It's not just, oh, it's street beefs. No, I'm treating it as if this is my last fight on earth and I'm going to kill. Um, it's tying in with a lot of the stuff that I've been doing, getting ready for. And that is something, I'm heavy on. Like, if you're gonna do street beefs and you want to be a pro, go level to level. We have street beefs is actually better than some of the amateur fights out there. And I've seen it. I'm like, that would be on an Ami card anywhere in the freaking state.
We got a bunch of our fighters being recruited to like Power Slap, Bare Knuckle Fight Club. Little
Mhm.
Mac's going to Bare Knuckle Fight Club next month.
Well, he's gonna do one more.
Oh,
If
he's
he
coming back. Oh yeah, I did. He's coming back to rematch Tyson. That's gonna be
get
great.
one more time, I was like,
Okay,
yes.
yes.
I was like, I was like, yes. I was so happy for that.
It's gonna be so nice seeing Tyson training for Little Mac too, and Little Mac
Mm-hmm.
training for Tyson. They're both like up here level wise. It's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
great fight. I'm excited.
And what's funny was the fight that came after it was the 3-on-3. I was like, okay, we gotta follow this. Okay.
How can you follow up a Little Mac and Tyson fight?
I'm used to it. I'm losing. When you've done this for 4 years and somehow it always happens. I get in the chance at a couple fights where you're like, really? We're going okay, I'm the fight right before the after the big one. And the crowd is like, oh, here we go. Or I'm the one before it. My first fight ever at Street Beefs was King Leon versus Rampage. I was the fight before them. And I'm like, whoa. And
You were there to set the pace.
okay. And then the next Street Beefs event, the May one of that year, I fought a dude who was a big dude, and we were right before the rematch of them. And I'm like, well, we christened that cage. You handle it with experience. If you're in that mindset, okay, you just fought a Lil Mac Italian Tyson fight. I mean, those are two OG legends. I've been in the ring. I've had the honor of tag team with Little Mac. That's huge. Little Mac, it was. I have to share a story with all y'all. Little Mac, we were all getting ready to leave, he comes up to me and shakes my hand, and he says, you're the last of the OGs." And I look at him, I'm just like, what? Because I was there before him, and he said this was his last one, and I was just like, there'll never be a Little Mac. Italian Tyson comes on and he goes, yo, I know you're turning pro. dude, you and I got a spar to help get you ready. Italian type to me, I look at those guys, they're all the way up here. I'm at the bottom, like, hi, hi, yeah, cool. Hi, I'm Demon. I don't consider myself popular. I'm the guy in the back just going, keep it up. And for
I
them
think
to
you're
come up to
definitely
me,
I was just gonna say I think you're definitely one of Street Beef's OG fighters. I'm so proud to be able to have an interview with one of the OGs. It's great.
I always tell everybody I'm very humble. I'm the guy who just stays in the back, just goes. I mean, it was funny. Me and Mac, I think I wrote it down. We were talking about our records. I have like over 30 some odd street beat. Him and I run neck and neck on how many fights we've had at the yard. I was like, hey, really? I said, I've done this 4 years and I've done over 30 fights. I think it's like 35, 36. I'm like, only three losses. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
So you're like 32 and 3, 31 and 3, somewhere in there.
It might be 35 and 3.
35 and 3.
I've honestly, let's put it this way. When you have to devote, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, 6 pages of just for fights. And I haven't even, and it's the new book, and I have to add it up. I'm like, I've had three beef fights as well, and three tag team matches. So yeah, and I want to do the 7-on-7 just for fun.
What do you think? Who is giving you the hardest challenge in the yard?
Ooh, the dude T Rock who was at the April event, who I fought, he was. I mean, we're gonna rematch actually. He's one of the farewell fights. He was wrong. He had the long jab. Um, Killer Kyle also goes up there. We're actually gonna run that one more time. Grisby, another hard fight. But I think with each fight, I do what any good fighter does. Go back and study the footage. Go back and look at the video. And it's like, okay, now I know what to expect with T Nasty, T or whatever his name is.
T
There,
Nasty's I don't think you're gonna be fighting T Nasty. He's a bit
no, no, I
smaller.
know it's like T Rock. It's T Rock, I think. Let me see. But Page, yeah, it's Page. Jeez, this tells you how bad it is. Yeah, T Rock. Sorry, T Rock. That was the first one. Um, it's just one of those where you're like, really, you're gonna fight him, and you're like, yeah, dude's tall. Okay, what possessed you to do it? I don't know. Just doing it, boys.
Who's hit you the hardest?
Do you want to go with street beats or amateur?
Both. I think everyone's gonna want to know who hits the hardest in the yard, and of course we're gonna know who's got to hit the hardest amateur too.
Well, let me to. This is why you have to have a book. Ox. There's nobody out there. Okay. Thank you. He's my homie. Hardest one to hit in. I would have to go with Church Boy. He hit hard, and I mean he's on our with Street Beast, so we won't count him. I'm gonna say probably T Rock. Amateur actually comes as a surprise because he just turned pro. Um, Under Rocket Combat Sports was my first one with them, and it was Kurt Fleming. He hit, and I had people saying to me, like, he was built muscular, and he was throwing bombs, but he gassed out after the first round. So yeah, I would say T Rock for hits the hardest in the yard that I've been in, and amateur who's now a pro, Kurt Fleming, which that was a fun fight. I had fun. That was one of those fights where it was fun.
What do you think puts you over the edge for with so many other fighters that you have so many fights in the yard and have only lost 3 times?
My heart, you will have to kill me. Bottom line is, you will have to physically kill me in the yard. That's honestly, my heart is my biggest thing, because when I get in there, I'm not. That's my yard. I'll die with my shield on me.
Do you got any stories from Street Beefs you'd like to share with us? I know from
What
being down there in Satan's backyard, there's stories to tell every time.
there are okay. Okay, this is during the COVID era. So let me get my dates on this one. Yeah, this is why you have to have a book. If you have so many fights, you got to remember them. All right, let's see.
I think
Think it.
I'm gonna have to ask you about your book then. I might have to start doing one myself.
Oh, trust me, it's all right. COVID era, because I remember that's crispy. This is sad when you have to find the name of the guy you want. Not Manny Thomas. No. Okay, it's probably somewhere in there. It's okay. Monkey. There it was. It was the dude's called Monkey. Okay, and COVID started shutting everything down. We started reopening. This dude, we had an event at the old neutral corner in Winchester. I'm there. I'm ready to go. There's nobody. Nobody match up. Yeah, Joe, Sunshine just said there's a whole bunch coming. Okay. We wait. Dude shows up with an ankle bracelet on his. I kid you not. They match me up with him. I'm like, they put on it was these black Panther gloves. I'm like, okay, let's do it. I go in there. First 2 rounds, it's a fun fight. What does the guy now? The guy grabs me, throws me into the cage. Wrong thing. Then he turns his back on me, and I whack all my power and his corner through the towel. And people got mad at me because he didn't turn his face to me. I'm like, dude was in a fight with me. You just throw me up against my cage in my gym. No. Um,
Got to put some respect on my name.
yeah. Then there was the night we introduced the demon mask for the first time was me versus Zach Hartman. It was a beef fight. And there's a and I've been told this. I won't say that I've partaken in it. Hint, hint. There was a drinking game created for every time Face would say in the video, my break. And I love Scarface. Scarface is my buddy. But the fact that somebody created a drinking game out of that. Uh let's see. What was one of the there's one of the funny ones. Oh, tag team one. Only I could do this one. So my buddy Wicked's brother, who at the time was our nurse, our medic, was like, I want to get in there. I want to see what it's like. Okay. Country boy gets in there. Let's do it. Boom. That was fun. He'd work a little bit, tag me in. I'm like, God damn. I think I fought Shaggy and Hollywood so much. Somebody just goes, whatever. And the probably the last one was it was a beef fight. Dude drove me insane. Said all my fights are fixed. Fast forward to it, I just got medically cleared to fight again. Showed up at Neutral Corner, took a day off from work, 225 headshots this guy took for 3 rounds of me. The blood is still on the ropes and on the canvas part at Neutral Corner. You physically see and be like, that's his blood. I'm like, yep. And it was one of those moments that you're just like, it was, he called me out and I settled the beef. It was a good beef fight. Of course, when I went out to Chicago to see hang with all of his friends, he wasn't there. As soon as I flew back, he was talking mad crap. I'm like, beef's over, bro. You don't have to fight me.
Who was this with?
His name's Bobby. Let's just say all you have to do is look autistic beef fight. It's let me just put it like the look on Corey's face, and this is a fact. Corey, Money Meal, Esteban, and face was like this. Yeah.
All right, I just got the notification that we're running out of time. Do you have any socials you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Facebook. Obviously, just type in my name, friend me. My YouTube channel. Literally, all I do is type in Demon Monsoon Live. We just wrapped up the 20th season, and 21 is going to feature a lot of big stuff. Um, we're going to be adding Sunshine will play a role in the
Oh shit.
overall storyline. Sunshine and Scarface they don't realize they're playing it, but we're kind of doing I'm gonna have two new co-hosts. The Misfits are gonna my tag team, one of my tag team partners, and another one, we're gonna all team up and we're gonna be running the storyline of the final Street Beast fight. And we're kind of building towards a big story arc where it's like you're not gonna see Sunshine herself, but her presence is gonna be felt through this whole little story arc. And I'm gonna try to get Scarface involved in it, where he's literally just gonna hand somebody, give this to Demon, and it's like, no, no, no. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. We were talking about it in the car today and yesterday, and I'm just like, we pull this off. One, it's gonna be the greatest thing I ever do. Two, they're not actors, but this is gonna be worth it. It's like, and then obviously you can follow me on Instagram, Demon Monsoon SB for Street Beefs.
Right.
It's gonna be fun,
I'll make sure to link everything. I'm super excited for that YouTube project. That's gonna sound really entertaining.
dude. Season 21. I'll show you guys too. I have a binder for season 21 besides the work binder I carry around. But season 21 is going to be bigger because the season finale that just aired tonight, as this interview was going on, it uploaded. Um, that guy will play a role in the final chapter at Street Beast. And also, my buddy Crimson is going to play a role in the final farewell. I mean, it's 21's probably going to be my funnest. 20 was fun. 21's probably going to be my favorite season. And then 22 is going to be the road to pro. We already have that, but it's going to be a fun time. I'm excited. Doing this 20 years between radio and MySpace. Yes, kids, MySpace existed. And Facebook and now YouTube. It's one of the best parts of my job because Street Beast gave me Demon Monsoon existence, basically. Because I was going to end it like years ago, and I was like, no, it's going to continue. Okay, it's not going to end. It's going to continue. And we're at 20 now. Let's go 21.
All right, everybody. This was Demon Monsoon. Be sure to follow him on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You know, all of the platforms. Get all of his likes up. Make sure his follows are to the roof. You have a great day, my man. I loved speaking with you.
Same here, man. I'll see you at the next event.
Of course.